I'm going to continue to make regular videos covering those most important topics to focus on if you're just starting out at the gym and want to build muscle as fast as possible. But I also wanted to create this interactive series to weigh in on those most common questions that I get and to create this sort of group effect where we can all benefit from each other's experience to gain muscle much faster. And since I'm also starting over after my shoulder injury and looking to rebuild those 28 pounds of muscle that I lost, I'll also literally be weighing in this series and showing you what I'm doing to rebuild my muscle. So exactly 2 weeks ago, I returned to the gym for the very first time since I injured my shoulder more than 2 years ago. And the very first thing that I did before I went back to the gym, and what you should be doing before you go to the gym, is I weighed myself and I took my body fat percentage. And this is an absolutely crucial step because if you don't know what your starting point is, then you'll have no idea if you're actually making progress. And you won't have the information that you need to make those minor adjustments if you get a little bit off track at some point. So my first weigh-in 2 weeks ago, I was 151.6 pounds and 5.3% body fat. And that's 28 pounds of muscle that I lost since I injured my shoulder 2 years ago. And once you have your weight, you can use a simple calorie calculator as a starting point to determine approximately how many calories you should be eating. I'll leave a link in the description to my body fat and calorie calculators to help you get started. Then from there, I just create a simple spreadsheet and list all those foods that I'm planning to eat, just to make sure that I'm eating the right amount of calories to begin my workouts. And since I was away from the gym for more than 2 years and did literally zero physical activity over this period, I'm starting out with a 4-week transition period. And this transition period has been going really well for the first 2 weeks, so I might cut it short by 1. But I'll just take the next week and see how it goes. And during this transition period, I'm not trying to build muscle. That's not my goal. My only 4 goals for this transition period are, number 1, I want to find out approximately how many calories I'm burning every day. Because when it comes time to build muscle at the end of the transition period, I need to be eating more calories than I burn every day in order to build muscle. So by going through this transition period, weighing myself every week, I get the information that I need in order to then eat the right amount of calories to build muscle. My second goal of this transition period is to practice those major exercise movements that are so important for building muscle as a beginner. Squat, deadlift, bench press. Those are really the big 3 that you need to practice and really work on that form before you then go start loading weight on top of them in order to build muscle. And for me, I already have previous experience in the gym, but I haven't worked out in 2 years. And so I need to get that feel again and go through that range of motion before I start lifting heavy weight. So for me, my first week back at the gym, I was just lifting the bar and going through the range of motion, getting comfortable with the movement again. And if you've never been to the gym before, then my recommendation is that you start out with just your body weight. And until you can go through the full range of motion with just your body weight, then you shouldn't be loading any additional weight on top of that. Now, my third goal for this transition period is to burn any unwanted fat and to start with the clean slate that I can then build lean muscle on top of. And for me, I always enjoyed the foods that I was eating when I was working out. So when I got injured, I mostly just continued to eat the same foods. And because of that, I was able to maintain a very low body fat percentage while literally doing zero physical activity. I mean, sitting in front of a computer every day for the last 2 years. But depending on your starting point, you might have a little bit more fat that you want to burn off. And the transition period is a great time to do that. Now, my fourth and final goal of this transition period is to build a base level of cardiovascular fitness. Because delivering oxygen to your muscles, which is what cardiovascular fitness is all about, is absolutely crucial no matter if you're running marathons or trying to build muscle. And those are my only goals for this transition period. And the length of this period will vary depending on how much fat you want to burn and your overall fitness level coming in. But I recommend a minimum of 2 weeks for anybody who's just starting out or getting back to the gym like me after more than 3 months away. I'm not going to go into too much more detail here because I want to keep this video short. But I'll leave a link in the description to my blog because I'm tracking my progress in much more detail there and telling you really everything that I'm doing each week to rebuild my muscle. And then if you'd like me to go into more detail in this weighing in series, then just let me know and I'll do that in future videos. So that's all for today. But if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications because I'll be creating a lot more videos to help you build muscle faster. See you next time.